Since the late 1990s, the FDA has been aware of the problem. The CDRH is the Center for Device and Radiological Health, part of the FDA. They've identified over 100 reports of injuries to patients with critical active implanted medical devices such as pacemakers and defibrillators and nerve stimulators. Injuries often occurred when patients walked through some electromagnetic security devices like metal detectors. They're not regulated. These are frequencies below the FCC's limit. The FCC only regulates from 9 kilohertz up. Then there's the retail and library theft detection systems. Our library here at the school has a theft detection system, and the librarian is courteous enough to turn it off when I need to go in the library. Otherwise, I'd have a problem there. They're called electronic article surveillance systems. There's up to 220,000 nanotesla at 219 hertz, according to FDA measurements. That's, again, divide by 100, 2,200 milligauss, just to get in and out of a store. FDA has found 28 cardiac pacemaker, automatic implantable cardiac defibrillators, spinal stimulators, hearing aids, and ambulatory infusion rooms have failed or malfunctioned in the presence of these systems. You're used to seeing the one on the left, which is a Sensormatic system like you might find in Best Buy. I had one turn me off a couple of weeks ago, and I had to turn myself back on. I have about 4 seconds to do that before I start shaking so bad I can't do it. The one on the right is concealed. They put them in these malls now and you can't even tell they're there. So I'm building a device to give me a warning before I walk in the door. Radio TV police, this is Lookout Mountain before they put the super tower up. Power lines, substations, and generators. I just took the picture from one place, standing near a sports field that my daughter was playing soccer in. See the power lines there? All the transmitters on top, and these are not just radio and TV, they're also police transmitters, Burlington Northern Santa Fe Railroad, big power substation down here. It's hard to get away from this stuff. It's hard even to know it's there. The one on the left is a cell phone in the normal design. The one on the right is a cell phone tower designed to be hidden as a pine tree. This is work from Professor Om Gandhi, who's an IEEE fellow at the University of Utah. He's the head of the electrical engineering department. Look at the difference in the cell phone radiation pattern from a 5-year-old child, a 10-year-old child, and an adult. I'm not allowed to have a cell phone within 10 inches of my head or the pacemaker. I have to have it at my waist at all times and use the headphones, or it could interfere with my DBS. These patterns are even worse because if you use a cell phone like this, and a child is using it, and you use an EKG on them, they found in England that the EKG is abnormal for 15 minutes after they hang the phone up. The adult goes back to normal almost immediately. Again, children are more at risk than we are. Not cited by Medtronic's literature are wireless inductive chargers, roadside microwave traffic sensors, electric car chargers, the taser, the neuromuscular incapacitation device they say is non-lethal. It would be lethal for me. The active denial system, which is a non-lethal beam weapon the military has. CSI New York had it on their 28th October show and killing somebody by blowing up the batteries in his pacemaker. And lightning. There's a lot of natural sources we can't avoid. This is a home and office mat. This is a device that just came out. You can wirelessly charge the battery in your cell phone, camera, computer, toothbrushes, or computers. Not good for me. I measured the fields around my electric toothbrush. The inductive charger for it is several milligauss. The toothbrush itself has a magnet in it which vibrates at the same frequency as my pacemaker. So I can't use an electric toothbrush. These are some of the roadside microwave traffic detectors that are out there now. If you've ever picked up one of these computer programs or used one of these Apple iPhones that gives you the traffic patterns, this is how they're getting the traffic information. The state of South Carolina installed 500 of these last month. Again, they're hard to see, hard to spot, hard to tell. Taser, 50,000 volt, 50 times a cardiac defibrillator. Very dangerous for me. It's not a non-lethal device anymore. And they have one that can shoot from a gun. And so they can get you 100 yards away. How are they going to see my medical bracelet that says I have a DBS if they're 100 yards away? They shoot me with that, I'm dead. This is the active denial system, the latest thing from the military. It's a 96 kilohertz, 100 kilowatt microwave beam. They use it for crowd control. It makes your skin so hot it can blister it if you stand in it too long. That's the portable version on the right. They're selling this to law enforcement personnel and anti-piracy ship stuff. It's called the Silent Guardian. It's being marketed by Raytheon. Again, it's called non-lethal. Not for me. Then lightning, huge transient currents in magnetic fields. The National Weather Service says only flash floods kill more people than lightning. The literature reports lightning has reset deep brain stimulators like I have by being too close to them. Of course, if it hits me, it's going to kill me just like anybody else, but if it's just nearby, it can cause me significant damage. This is where the Lightning Safety Institute says you should go hide during a lightning storm if you want to be safe. This is a metal shipping container. It's all steel, so the fields inside it are close to zero. Not entirely, it won't stop the DC field of the Earth's magnetic field, but it does stop a lightning transient. It'd be a safe place to live if you were sensitive to any RF or electromagnetic fields. That or the bottom of the ocean, because the seawater is conductive. It's tough to go to the mall from the bottom of the ocean or staying inside a shipping container. I also was interested in who is responsible for regulating these devices, since the 9 kilohertz cutoff means the FCC is not responsible for most of these low frequency things. Turns out this is from the FDA's website. The FDA's Center for Devices and Radiological Health is responsible for regulating firms who manufacture, repackage, relabel, and/or import medical devices sold in the United States. In addition, CDRH regulates radiation-emitting electronic products, medical and non-medical, such as lasers, X-ray systems, ultrasound equipment, microwave ovens, and color televisions. FDA regulates radiation-emitting electronic products. The purpose is to prevent unnecessary exposure to radiation due to the use of these products. There are specific requirements that apply to all radiation-emitting electronic products in order to comply with the provisions of the Food, Drug, and Cosmetic Act. If the product is also a medical device, there are additional complications they must deal with. So what's radiation to them? The term electronic product radiation to the FDA means any ionizing or non-ionizing electromagnetic or particulate radiation or any sonic, infrasonic, or ultrasonic wave. They have the regulatory authority for this. They're not using it. Here's some of the papers they've published of recent literature which describes how they are aware of the problem. Electronic article surveillance systems with theft detection systems, malfunctions due to electromagnetic interference from metal detectors, wireless PDAs may cause electromagnetic interference. It's not just cell phones, but personal data devices and cell phones, of course. The IEEE is very interested in this. This is a couple of issues I'm just going to show you very quickly. This is the 2009 August issue of the IEEE Antennas and Propagation Society, where they're interested in what people do with their wireless computers. Depending upon where they're sitting, how their arms are, whether they're typing or sitting like this, and whether the wireless antenna is in the front, the back, or the top of the computer, you get different exposures. These are the SARs for the human body, measured and modeled. Same thing for cell phones and hearing aids. This is one of the few things I could find where they actually modeled a cell phone and a hearing aid, an implanted medical device. There's a study I found on the deep brain stimulators. Where was the study done? In Sweden and Lebanon. Most of these studies are not done in the United States. So you have to ask, why is so little known about something that has the potential to injure or kill more than 20 million Americans? Thank you.